Welcome back to the world premiere Word on the Streets, where mindset meets money and personal growth meets real-world strategy. Today's episode is called Equity is a Mindset, because before equity ever shows up in your bank account, it has to show up in your behavior. We're talking about the value you build inside yourself, the discipline you practice daily, and how that internal equity becomes the foundation for financial freedom, real estate ownership, and long-term stability. This isn't just about property, it's about identity, decisions, and the legacy you're building one choice at a time. Now sit back and let's get locked in.
Greetings and welcome to the world premiere Word on the Streets. We're live every Thursday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. Don't miss out. After a week full of noise, constant confusion, and distraction, this is the show that cuts through the clutter. It's the hour of the week where real talk meets real truth. We bring conversations that challenge the status quo and stir something deeper in the soul. This isn't just commentary, it's clarity, purpose, and elevation. When you tune in, you're not just watching, you're waking up. A place where common sense still matters and lives. So, ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, this is the world premiere Word on the Streets. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Put your hearts and hands together for the man who discovered his purpose and lives it loud, Larry Extraordinaire Moulton. And Mr. Gotta Get Your Mind Right and Open Your Eyes to the Blind Truth, the motivator himself, the amazing Keith Fletcher. And the man who brings clarity to chaos with the voice of reason you can't ignore, the one and only Mr. Vincent Craig. Make no mistake, there is no word without our host. Welcome to the movement. Welcome to the message. Welcome to the world premiere Word on the Streets.
And good evening, good evening. Good evening once again, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the world premiere Word on the Streets. Friends, we're so excited. We're ever so excited to be back in your home, to be back on this platform that we call the world premiere Word on the Streets. And friends, we have a show for you tonight. If you missed last week's show, I suggest you go back and check it out. Last week we talked about the only way to get better. The only way to get better. But tonight, we're going to cut that cake a little bit more. And we're going to talk about equity as a mindset. So before we dive into this program, we're going to give you an opportunity to text your friend, to text somebody that you really care about, and let them know they need to pull up and tune in to the world premiere Word on the Streets. Friends, look, I'm always excited, but more so than any time before. And you know why I'm so always excited, friends? Because I have two of the most outstanding group of people to share this platform with me. And I can't wait to have them come on and unzip their jacket and share with you what they've shared with me. Friends, you all know him. Y'all know this man. He's on Facebook 2 and 3 times a week. Have his own YouTube channel. He called his channel The Blind Truth. This friend is passionate. He's a leader. He's relentless. I'm talking about the one and only, friends, the amazing Mr. Keith Fletcher.
What up? Hey, real quick, Larry, we can't see Keith's face. It's hidden up under his nameplate, so he may want to fix his camera.
Man, my camera. Hold on.
And the man, the voice you just heard, he brings, and he just display who he is and what he brings. He brings reasons to chaos. He's like a sweet melody. He's like your favorite drink. And this man, holding down a full-time job, dedicate his time coaching young people, creating their character to be the kind of young men that you all can be proud of. So this man he's been missing for the last couple of episodes, but he's here tonight with us, friend. We're talking about the one and only Mr. Vincent Craig. Show him some love, y'all.
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
And so we are, I am extraordinaire, but we are the world premiere Word on the Streets, friends. And we're not going to equivocate. We're not going to waste your time. We're going to dive right into this program because we're talking about equity. It's a mindset. Notice that word. Y'all know that key word that always stick with me is so close and near dear to my heart, Fletcher, Vincent. Mindset. And y'all know my show. I'm on Welcome to the Conversation. With me, it's all about taking back control of your mind, taking back control of your thoughts. Well, we're going to bridge the two of your mindset into equity. And when we think of equity, folks out there in the investment world, but especially those in the real estate world, folks out there in that world paving the streets for that extra dollar. You all know what equity means better than anybody else. And I got two gentlemen who can talk about equity. So I'm a pull back. I'm a stick my car in reverse. We're gonna open up the door. Fletcher, who wanna take the keys to start driving first?
I think Keith's still trying to fix his camera because I don't see him, and he needs to point it down because
Hold it down. Go ahead.
it's a
Then
there we
then
go.
Vincent, won't
A
you drive us
little
on
bit
this
more further
highway?
I
down,
got
Keith. All right. Now, so equity of the mind. I mean, I'm a mental person, right? So for me, it's when you're talking about equity of the mind, you get out of it what you put into it. No, for me personally, as I've continued to grow at my age, uh, I'm continuing to just pour into it, right? Surrounding myself around positive people, continuing to just grow, right? Because I'm only going to be valuable if I'm continuing to pour into it. And I have to allow other people to pour into me as well and be humble. But I also have to protect my energy. I have to protect my mind. I'm a real big advocate of telling people, asking for permission to speak. I've had to learn that because I don't know who told me. I don't know if it was my mom or someone said, your opinion is valuable, but she says not everyone wants to hear it. So for me, I've had to learn to, when I'm conversating with people, asking them for permission because again, when you ask for that permission, the guard goes down and they're less on the defensive side of taking things the wrong way. But again, that's just a little snippet, and I'll let Keith go.
But equity with me is, man, just me doing better, knowing better. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge, getting understanding. You know what I'm saying? I know we talk about equity as when we purchase a home. If I didn't have the knowledge and understanding and the belief and the discipline, I wouldn't have got the home. I wouldn't have got the equity, and I wouldn't have kept it. So equity with me is getting the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes getting the knowledge of being around the right people. You know what I'm saying? Taking that time. Having patience. Equity is longevity. You know what I'm saying? Having that long term investment because it might you might purchase it and it might take a while to receive it. And again, back to the knowledge. Just because you got the home, it don't mean it got equity in it. You know what I'm saying? You bought it at the wrong price. So getting the knowledge and getting the understanding and having the patience, having the discipline, what I'm saying, to have it. So that's what equity means to me.
So let's bring this home, brothers. Let's bring this home in the middle of someone's living room. Let's bring it home to someone driving on their way home. Let's bring it home to someone who's at the kitchen table right now. So when we talk about equity and keeping it in context with real estate or perhaps even investment, you brothers, y'all know about equity far more than I do on the level of real estate and investment. So when we talk about, let's break this word, let's break equity down because we know in business we have equity, we have assets, right? We have assets, right? And we have liability. So y'all help me out. I need some help.
All right, so I go. I always like to look at the definition of things. It says equity, a fairness, impartiality, or justice as determined in light of natural law, various related senses originating with the court of chancery in late medieval England. Yeah, the power of court of law having extra statutory discretion. For me, I just like to go back again. I like to invest in myself, right? Because if I'm not investing in myself, then who is, right?
Mhm.
Again, we like to invest in people, right? We tend to like want to invest in people, right? As I've mentored and as I've coached and as I've helped people, right? The one thing I always say is don't waste my time, right? Because my time is important. So if I'm pouring enough of my energy and my time into you, right? Because it's an investment. When I invest and I make friends or I'm spending my time, it's an investment. Take my teams at work. I don't want the praise. I want my team to get the praise because I'm trying to build them up, because I'm trying to build them up to take my place or to get better than me or move in other departments. I'm investing. So I'm so they're getting the equity in that when I'm investing into these people, right? So they're growing and they're able to benefit by getting pay increases, bonuses, things of that nature, right? But it's a partnership. If they don't do the work, there is no investment and there is no equity. They'll be out, right? So again, it's what you pour into it.
Fletcher, before you take off, I want to just mention everybody. We just received a new subscriber. AC, AC, thank you for subscribing to the world premiere William Street. And also, we've been missing this brother here, and he's back with us tonight. I just want to say this. Uh, it's Vincent, help me. You may know this brother, Mark Bergerman,
Yeah,
two
Mark's been on the show a couple of times.
Yeah.
2894. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for being here tonight. We really appreciate and value it.
Y'all hit that like button.
That's right. But Fletcher, so talk about break this thing down to me, to us, to the world premiere Word on the Street family. Asset and liability. Let's focus on asset. What does that mean? You in real estate, I think you own a couple of Airbnb. So talk about this asset, man.
Man, I say this saying, I learned, man, the best person to take care of the old you is the young you. So the young you is an asset to the old you. You working to tangent together. You know, I'm trying to see how the best I can explain it. I've been in real estate. When I first got in real estate, I'm, owning a home. You know what I'm saying? Then purchasing another home. I'm thinking I'm about to make all this money. I'm thinking about, oh man, I got a house, I got this. I'm about to, really, I'm about to get this rental income. I'm about, all this stuff. And then when you find out the AC go out, that's $5,000. You find out, one of the things, just all these things, the plumbing leaking. You start finding all these things. Now you in the hole. how do I take care of my asset? You know what I'm saying? How do I benefit from this asset to get to the equity? You know what I'm saying? I bought the asset, but don't mean that asset is going to be equity. I'm going to be able to equity when I got it. So the best person, I tell my kids, to take care of the old you is the young you. Same thing with the house. So I got to take care of it. First is getting the knowledge. Again, I'm pointed for this knowledge and get this understanding. First is to believe that you can, because things going to come. You got the asset. You know what I'm saying? How do you keep it? How do you keep that asset? How do you keep purchase? Have you purchased the right way? You know. So while I'm saying taking care of the young you, take care of the old you, the young you got to learn some things. The young you got to learn discipline, patience, understanding. Young you got to learn how business work. Oh wow, rate of return. How you gonna do your return? How you gonna return? What you gonna put back up in reserves if things go bad? So if I'm taking the old me, I gotta prepare for the for those times. That means I gotta put something back. I can't spend it all. I can't waste it all. So who is the more asset? Is me or the home that I bought? Me. The best way to take care is me. I gotta take care of my young me to take care of old me. So I need to take care of my body spiritually, physically, mentally, and financially. I can't just waste it all. So just getting the asset is not the thing. Like we said, the mindset, the understanding, the knowledge. The people you're wrong, like you said, the people you're wrong, the right people you're wrong. Information that you don't know that you can call somebody. Not just calling somebody when you're stressing out. Somebody that's been there as a mentor, they can say, "Hey, calm down, man. That's nothing. Call this number right here. You can get that taken care of." See, then when the equity started coming down, like you said, it went from the rental property to the Airbnb to doing all the work to now I don't do anything. Somebody else do the work. That's the equity, not just the home. Now that I got it working, Pat got somebody else paying it. The home, the asset is paying itself. The asset is taking care of itself. I don't have to go fix the fence, fix the plumbing, do the roof, cut the yard. It's paying itself. Now that's an asset. Now the asset is paying the bills, paying the mortgage, paying the taxes, paying the repairs. That's when the equity start. Now the equity start working. So that would so it would never happen if I didn't take care of myself. And I didn't get the knowledge to get here. That was years ago. That was been 5-6 years. But when I first started, you'd have saw me when I first started. I was a mess. I was always jumping. Oh, caught. Now it's just relax. It took time, patience, took time, dedication. It took time for me to close my mouth and listen. Listen to the customers when they call and complain instead of getting mad, have an understanding. You know what I'm saying? Humbling, passion, understand, hey, this is what it takes to run a business, you know? So again, the best person to take the first asset is yourself, your mindset, understanding, and the patience and the discipline. And then taking care of the old you, that's how you build equity, by taking care of the old you. Let me say this other thing. By me taking care of the old me, I'm taking care of so many other people. All the people, all the things that I had, the roof, the fence, the yard, all them people, the plumber, the electrician, all them people getting paid for me. From that one asset that I bought, that I was thinking about, I'm about to make all this money, it's way more valuable. Now it become valuable to their family, to somebody else. So that's the asset, and that's the equity and everything.
And friends, we're very fortunate because who we have over here, friends, we have Vincent. He's a corporate man. This man in the corporate world, and he has to work with and over people, and he have to bring people along. He have to elevate, if you will, elevate those around him, so that everybody could be swimming in one direction for the ultimate goal, and that is moving forward. That means success. So Vincent, tell us firsthand this dance between asset, having productive asset on your hand, on your team, versus having liability working with you.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because I was about to go down that road. For me, I'll use that example of having two teams, four on each team. I give monthly one-on-ones to each one of them, right? In those monthly one-on-ones, yeah, okay, I have to give them a breakdown. I always like to open up the meeting like, how are you doing? My first thing that I tell them, I say, you know what? I have to worry about the person. I said, sometimes yes, I'm your supervisor, but I also have to worry about the person because if your mind and if your mental isn't right, it's going to reflect on your work, right? So I always open it up with that. And then I always close it with, hey, how can I have a better relationship? What can we do to build our partnership and our relationship? What can I do? I have to humble myself. What can I do to be a better supervisor towards you? What do you need from me? How can I support you? That right there is I'm putting in that equity, right? I'm putting in a deposit because I want to see a ROI. I want to see a return on the investment. So I really want to see a return on the investment. Now, if a person fails, it might be because of them, right? But they're not going to say it's not because of what I didn't do or either give to them because I make sure a good leader knows his or her flock, right? I have to know how to treat 8 different personalities because everybody receives a different way. So for me, we talk about that equity in the mindset. If I'm not pouring into my people, yes, they have to pour into themselves, but I have to give them a certain direction and a strategy and a structure of where to go. That's when you start putting in that equity and then you start seeing the return on the progress because aging, the getting all the money's coming in, right? Past dues are coming in. Days outstanding bills is just going down, right? I'm over a $350 million company as far as the aging and finances and things of that nature. There's a lot of responsibility, right? But I'm putting in to my people because if I don't do it, who is? But I hold them accountable, right? And again, there's a certain way that I have to hold them accountable. I'm not holding them accountable by being intimidating. I'm coming at them with facts, month over month results of how things have been or how things need to go.
Now, let me tell you all, friends, before we go to break, I want to come back to you, Fletcher. I want to come back to you because you gave a lot on that table, and Vincent just said, yeah, merging the both of those interesting conversations together. There was something you said, Fletcher, that will cause all of that goodwill. I don't know, man. I need you to help me on this to make everything collapse. You mentioned the word emotion. How does our emotion play in the industry, in the field of equity for its asset and liability? How can we make that work?
I like to tell stories, but I'm trying to get play it right. But with the emotions, you know, I want to tell this right, say it right. Uh, when I had first opened our business, we had the Airbnb. We opened up Airbnb, and I think my wife was training then, and we was getting all these complaints. Just first open, we don't really know the business. We getting complaint after complaint after complaint, and she's getting upset, very upset, and the people complaining. She arguing, so I had to stop her. I say this: take all them feelings out the way. I said, imagine. I said these people that came on vacation to our spot out of a whole other state, trusting that everything is going to be a certain way, and we didn't put up the results. We didn't give them what we want. We presented something to them on a picture on a thing, but we not prepared for them. Just listen to yourself, humble to yourself, get your emotions and feelings out the way, and listen to what they say. And I said we're gonna write down everything they said. But what you missing is they teaching us how to be better. They teaching us what they want, how to be better for the next customer, the next customer. This is a survey that we giving free to make our business be even better. Get the emotions out, the feelings out, what they said. What they said, if it's true or not, apologize. Tell me how can we make it better. That's the difference between emotions and feelings for me, man. That's it for me. That's what I had to learn. Because before, when I was a worker, it was all about my check and somebody doing me wrong. You know what I'm saying? It was all about. But when you have that, it's in your face that you the owner, that you had to have the results. You start seeing things different. So that what it was for me for emotions and feelings right there, man. Being real about business. But when I was working for someone, I never saw that. It was all about what they doing wrong, what I need to do. I got to go here with all of the things. But when you got to carry that load, and you the boss, you the runner, it's coming out your pocket. You start seeing how to run a business the right way.
Word on the street community. If you haven't already, why don't you take the time to click like, subscribe, and share this episode, our platform, to your social media platform. We will appreciate that so very much, friends, because right now, what we're talking about is a conversation that everybody needs to hear. And I want to acknowledge Mark Bergman. He's really keeping that chat room fired up. Thank you so much, brother. Which I can hear your voice audibly. But he stated in so many words that leadership play a vital role in when we are working with people to capture and influence a person to change from being a liability and transforming them into an asset. And the only way we can do that, Vincent really, he mentioned that in his conversation. And it's something that near and dear to me, friends, as you all know. I focus a great deal of my communication on taking back your life through taking back your thoughts. And it would do from my perspective that if we don't learn how to control our thinking and to better educate ourselves so that we can get better understanding, then even when wealth fall into our lap, we would be like, the whole theory we know about the lottery winner. They got it, but soon thereafter they lost it. They lose it because of ignorance. Fletcher, you say it all the time. You quote the good book, My People Perish for Lack of Knowledge. That lack of knowledge is the mindset that I really focus on a lot. And the bridge the two, friends, from my perspective, from where I sit, is bridging the two from having an equity mindset asset versus liability. And we're going to talk more about this liability. We all saying the same thing. But before we go to commercial, any one of you brothers want to pick up on what I just said or go in whatever direction you want to?
No, I like when you talk about the liability. I think when we talk about equity as a mindset, it goes much further than just corporate America, right? This also goes into our household, right? We have to be good leaders and good stewards, right? Because we only have people for like a limited amount of time. So we got to be able to make sure that we're pouring into them, giving them sound and concrete information, and also being great examples at the same time. Have I messed up as a parent? Yeah, I've messed up, but I've been humble enough and I've been able to tell my kids, hey, learn from my mistakes, right? One thing I think that we also try to do is we as men, we try to fix every problem, right? And sometimes we just can't fix stuff. Sometimes we really got to listen and we got to support. We're parents for a lifetime, but when our kids get to be a certain age, right, we are stewards at that time. We are mentors, we are coaches, we are supporters, but we also have to hold them accountable, right? I'll drop that nugget and I'll let Keith go.
Right, yeah. What's up, brother?
Well, man, as I grow older, man, You know that saying, you take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And I'm not trying to say it wrong, man, but I'm serious. And, and I just try to lead by example now. You know what I'm saying? We can talk, we can say a lot of things. Like we get on this, that you see a lot of people talking, you know what I'm saying? But really, are they walking and walk that they talk? You know what I'm saying? So even with my kids, they see, they hear, they touch. You know what I'm saying? So they can see me, they hear me, and they touch me. So I try to lead by example by what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So I know for me, I tell everybody story, man. I lost everything at 34. I had so many people had way more than me. I was divorced and everything to come out there and just believe. That was the action, but the belief and the action. If I never believed and never put the action, I would never. The journey would have never came forth to all these things. I just believe I can do it in the action, and the person that I was, and I want people to see that the person that I was and where I've got to, I was not the person that's supposed to be there, but I grew into that person. So, people say, well, I'm not this, but if you're willing to and you believe, you don't have to be there yet, but you got to be willing to go put some action and believe on that. So when you get
Man,
there,
that's very important what you just said. You don't have to be it yet. You don't even have to
yeah,
be there yet. Say
nah,
that again, please.
you don't have to be there yet. That's what I want people to understand. I can't not. You don't have to be there. You just got to be willing. You got to be willing to walk into that door. That's what I want people to understand. That I hear a lot of people say, well, I can't, I won't, well, you never will. You know what I'm saying? People going to say, well, even people looking at you, you this, you that. It don't matter what people say. It don't matter what people think. I'm telling you, I done did it. You know what I'm saying? Part of me still me. I'm still working on me every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting better every day. But the person that I look back, I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? The person that I missed some things. I didn't see some things. I didn't know some things. But I got to a point that I'm learning. I'm getting better, and I'm understanding. I'm looking forward. I'm not looking backwards no more. A lot of things we keep looking back, and we keep looking forward. And don't be looking to your left or right because the other people doesn't matter. It don't matter. If you really take these strategies, and start understanding your life, you can change your life. But you got to believe and you got to put some action.
Man, I gotta say this before we go to break. Mark Bergman just said something that I think echoed throughout the United States of America. So many companies are losing good people because I would say communication skills, man. I mean, if someone working for you and you fail to communicate to them effectively, respectfully, you can lose a valuable employee. And I appreciate that brother for saying that because I read all the time. We and you see it all the time. Good company losing good people because of breakdown in communication. Yeah. Thank you for that, Mark. Jensen, sound like you were about to say something. I apologize.
No, I was just reading Mark's last one. He was saying that he actually left the company for 18 years because of the toxic work environment. He said his mental was at stake. He was not going to settle, and my mental happiness is more important. And that right there is what the whole show is about getting that mental peace of mind. That in itself is the equity, right? That's priceless. Like you can't put a price on peace and happiness. Sometimes people take less. Sometimes people take less in order to gain more. Less from a financial aspect, but your peace is priceless and your happiness. So that was a great decision, Mark.
Yeah. And look, friends, Fletcher, Vincent, you all see Word on the Street community. You all see how difficult it is to even take a break because our passion is so strong because we're so sincere about what we're talking about because we have experienced these things. So we're not like holding back on you. And both of these gentlemen in front of you all, they are handling hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we're not just shooting from our hip. We're talking from personal experience And we're talking from knowledge-based background of reading, of listening, and we're bringing it all to you on the world premiere, Word on the Streets. So with that being said, we're going to take a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back with part two. But y'all don't want to miss our commercials, friend. They're just as hot and passionate as we are.
Before we close out, listen, next week is a whole different energy. We're coming back with Built Different. Train like your future depends on it. Athletes, soldiers, CEOs. The elite don't hope for greatness, they prepare for it. And we're breaking down exactly what separates the average from the unstoppable. If you're ready to sharpen your discipline, tighten your routine, and step into a higher version of yourself, lock it in on your calendar. You do not want to miss this.
Introducing the Sunny Health and Fitness Compact Adjustable Rowing Machine.
The Sunny Health Rowing Machine gives you a full body workout. It's powerful, effective, and surprisingly affordable.
Right now, the Sunny Health Rowing Machine is on sale for just $107.98, down from the regular price of $159.99. That's a full 33% off. I have no idea how long this deal's going to last or how many are left in stock, so don't wait. Grab yours while the price is still this low. Your special link is in the description below. Tap it to lock in this amazing offer.
This thing hits everything: legs, glutes, back, arms, shoulders, core, and it's crazy affordable.
Grab yours while the price is still this low. Your special link is in the description below.
All right, family. Now it's time to go deeper. This is the moment where we peel back the layers, challenge old thinking, and get real about what's truly holding us back and what can finally push us forward. So grab your journals, lean in, and don't just listen, engage. And if something resonates with you tonight, do us a favor. Subscribe, like, and share this message with someone who needs it. Because the conversation we're having is bigger than us. This is the world premiere Word on the Streets.
Let's talk about something most people never connect: your mindset and your money. Because the truth is, financial success isn't complicated, it's consistent. And the people who win with money aren't the smartest or the luckiest. They're the ones who treat every dollar like a decision that shapes their future. So here's a simple, proven plan. The same kind of structure you'll hear from MoneyWise or Dave Ramsey, but in our language, for our community. Step 1. Get clear on your numbers. You can't build equity if you don't know what's coming in, what's going out, and what's leaking through the cracks. Step 2. Eliminate high-interest debt. Debt is the enemy of equity. Every dollar you pay in interest is a dollar that can't work for you. Step 3. Build an emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of expenses. That's your safety net, your breathing room, your peace of mind. Step 4. Live on less than you make. Not forever, just long enough to create margin. Margin becomes savings. Savings becomes investment. Investment becomes equity. Step 5. Invest consistently. Whether it's real estate, index funds, or retirement accounts, the key is discipline, not drama. Small, steady contributions beat big, inconsistent ones every time. And finally, step 6. Think long-term. Wealth doesn't grow in microwave time. It grows in seasons. It grows in decades. It grows when you stop chasing quick wins and start building a life that appreciates in value. This is how you turn mindset into money. This is how you turn discipline into equity. And this is how you build a future that pays you back long after the work is done.
Keep those comments coming. We see you. We appreciate you. Stay right there as we get ready to lock back into Equity is a Mindset. Don't move. We're diving right back in.
Okay. Last week, folks, at the tail end of our show, Fletcher, you had started to talk about the same thing this gentleman just finished talking about. Why don't you, if you can remember, talk to us about how to save and manage your way into equity and maybe perhaps out of the circumstances one may find themselves financially.
Man, I just want to know people to know that we get online and we see people talking about money, talking about investment, talking about buying real estate, talking about about trading. Man, for me, man, the journey for me was very just simple that I listened to somebody. Somebody told me a piece, then somebody else told me a piece, and somebody else told me a piece. But it don't matter what they told me, I had to listen. I had to listen to them, humble myself, hear them, and then take action. It took me longer. It took me longer because I didn't believe. Again, I know I stick on the belief. It took me long because I was thinking that can't happen for me. I started too late. How this going to do? Just tell me, you know what I'm saying? And someone told me, now I can't just tell you. I'm going to show you where to go. And I had to read. I had to put my feet, tip my toe into the water. I want to tip into the water. And I kept tipping my toe into the water, which took me longer because of fear. Now that person that I was and the person that I am now, you know what I'm saying? I follow the strategies. I tell people and I try to make their point, I'm all in. The lint out my pocket is on the table. I'm all in. When I first got into real estate, when I got into real estate, I'm going to just say for me, my mentor, he guided me step by step how to get out of debt, where to put my money, how to have a savings account. He was telling me these things. I did all those things before he wouldn't even do business with me. I wanted to get in real estate. I wanted to buy a home. Again, I'm scared to buy a home on my own. I didn't know how to. And I'm like, hey, let's go in together. Now, you're not ready. And I mentally wasn't ready. Back then, I was ready, man. It's like gambling. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, I'm going to make all this money, man. Let's buy another house. I already bought a house. That I'm going to get this money in it. Like I say, I wasn't ready. I didn't know the ins and outs of all these things. So, again, the knowledge. But, again, I had to believe. I got past the fear. Now I'm like, let's go do it. But I didn't understand what was into what it took. Even like, say, just real estate, even in the stock market. I learned about real estate before I learned about the stock market. Somebody told me that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand that, but the knowledge, getting understanding my way. This is what I want you to get. Everybody, what I learned what risk tolerance was, we tell people, man, let's go do this. And you got this good deal. I'm from the streets. We're going to do some hustle. But when I start understanding extraordinary, risk tolerance different from mine. Vincent is risk tolerance different from mine. You know what I'm saying? How do I do business with them? How can I get them to do business with me? What's the numbers? If the numbers make sense. Even though the numbers make sense for me, don't mean it's going to make sense for him. So I had to start, again, this mindset. Everybody want money. Everybody want credit. Everybody want a business. Everybody want a car. Everybody, that you want these things. But are you willing to do what it takes to get it and to understand the risk of this? Everybody want a business. That was me. I just wanted. I want a house. Did I get the house the right way? Risk man. All right. Return on my investment. What do that really mean for me? Return on investment might mean something different from you, different from Vince. So what does that mean for me? You know what I'm saying? What is my strategy? What is my plan for me? So that's some things that I had to learn. But it took time. It took to get where I'm at. But then when you talk to me now, I'm a whole different person. But that journey, that walk, but it took me to humble myself and to listen to someone. And then when they listened, I just didn't take in what they said. I had to go read for myself. And we just want somebody on this internet, we just want somebody to give something to us. just tell me. Because it worked for me doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. So I'm gonna get to the point what I'm saying. So I can give you a strategy. I can tell you, hey, live on 75%, put 15% in the investment vehicle, put 10 in the savings. Get you $2,000, put that aside. And when you get to a certain amount, when you get to add all your bills together with just your bills and just save that amount and put that up. Pay off your debt, get your credit card, get out of credit card debt. Get off the cars, you know what I'm saying? Get out of get your by this age you should have this amount of money. Put this, we can tell you all that step by step. But of course somebody's gonna say I don't like step 4. Step 4 and 5 didn't work for me. The reason I'm telling you that, because I was that guy saying step 4 and 5, I don't want just tell me, man, I ain't got time to go through that. Just tell me. And I'm gonna get done. But when even with the stock market, when I sit during a pandemic and I watch all the stocks fail, stocks on sale, and I remember I'm just watching them going back. I'm just sitting there watching. For a whole year, I just watch and say, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And I never would do it. And I missed all that money, all that time. I missed it. Not even being in the market because I'm trying to do because I don't know. I'm scared because I'm scared of losing. So the point I'm saying is all these things you got to dip your toe in there, dip your foot in there, whatever you got to get in there. You got to read, you got to learn, but you got to listen and follow the steps. It's a strategy. What do you want? Dream big as you can, and then re-engineer yourself back from whatever, and then let's see how bad you really want it. That's it.
Well, let's rinse that towel out just a little bit longer. Let's wring it out a little longer because I'm wondering let me see, I wrote it down too. How do we move people from fear? How do we move someone from fear to taking action? Because you nailed it, which is that's the recurring theme in so many aspects of our life moving forward. How do we move someone from fear to taking action?
You want Vince accent or me? You talk to me?
Yeah, in any one of you all.
Answer that, Vince? Or
I mean, you can answer, but I was going to pivot on something else that I was waiting on since the break.
Fear, for me, I think it was like I said, for me, I had my family. I'm trying to figure something out. I don't think I had the fear of that. I was just trying to. I don't want to take no loss. You know why? Again, where I'm from, I ain't losing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know because I wasn't scared to try anything. It just I didn't know. Like this guy told me, a friend of mine. I showed him my stock portfolio. I had money, and I think it was I took a picture of it, and I was trying to tell him, hey man, I can help you. You know, and he was like, man. I said, well, man, I took a picture. Like it was like 90 days later, and I showed how much I made. I think it was like it went up like $40,000. And he was like, he said, man, I don't do nothing I don't understand. I said, I'm trying to give you understanding now. I said, man, this is just basic stuff right now. I show you. I said, the understanding is happening right now. I'm trying to give it to you right now. You burying your money in the yard. I'm trying to give you something right now that somebody gave to me. You know what I'm saying? So again, and he had money. So you said that's what he told me. But I said take time, and over the time I'm starting to learn more. You got to meet people where they at. You know what I'm saying? So that's what me. I just got to keep talking to help them get past that fear, help guide them. And I got to tell I said if I want to do this thing, if I want to get online and talk, I got to get better at reaching people. I got to get better at telling my story or telling them how to get better with that. So that's what I believe. But go ahead.
I'll pivot. I'll go back to whenever the guy was talking about having that Dave Ramsey plan. I'll switch it. I always like to tweak things. So when he was talking, I was writing, and I was like, we have to have a plan, and we have to be able to strategize, but we have to be able to make changes and knowing when to make the changes in our life when it's needed. I said, don't be afraid of failure because failure could be your next greatest opportunity. I'll segue with that. And I like what Mark put in his comments when he says, sometimes you need to take the risk and feel uncomfortable to get to the place in your mind where you want to be. Take the leap of faith. I speak from experience. And I could attest to what Mark is saying because I've been knowing Mark, what, 20 years, Mark? 25? He's never been afraid to take a risk. Like Mark just recently moved down here from Miami and he was there, what, 18 years? And I'm thinking, man, why would you want to move back to Texas when you're in Miami? Mark's always been a risk taker. And it's like, he even taught me when I was going through my job search of wanting to take lesser roles, right? Like we've had to build each other up over the time. And it's he had to, pour into me like I had to pour into him. Mark would tell you sometimes he'll reach out and he'll like, man, I'm having a bad this, that. And I say, you know what? That's first world problems. I was like, look at the house you have. Look at the cars you have. Look at the jobs you have, right? Again, what Keith always echoes, we got to get our mind right, right? So I'm looking at it not just on the financial side. It's like we have to be able, we have to be able to invest in our mental, in our spiritual, in our relationship, in our integrity, in our character, and in our health, right? Again, we want to talk about the mindset of stuff. The thing that has kept me afloat, is my relationship with God, but then being able to work out. Working out for me helps me to release things, to get that time alone when I'm running, to get that time alone, to get the thing. We all have different ways of trying to get our mental right in order to get that equity from a mindset. Because again, if my mental is not right, I'm probably not going to make the right decision. And that will affect my equity in my paycheck, my savings, anything else. And it affects my wife. So, and those closest to me.
And folks, if this is your first time, why don't you all take a moment to subscribe to our channel, World Premier Word on the Streets. But we're talking about equity, friends, and how equity is a mindset. So we've been covering a lot of territory, and I just want to kind of give you an overview of what we need to have this equity on our side instead of liability. You have to have patience. We talk about equity, but part of having equity is having patience, especially when you do a show like we do every week, or you invest into real estate, or you invest into the stock market. Even in your personal life, that lady you want, that man you want, it takes some time to cultivate and build a relationship. So you got to have patience. You got to be resilient. Recover when things don't work out the way that you thought they should work out. You don't stay down. You get back up. You see, on this platform, I'm surrounded by like-minded gentlemen. We're just too stubborn to know how to stay down. We get knocked down and we have a reflex. The reflex is called resilience. Get back up. And so we want to share that with you all. And you all can have these same qualities we're talking about. Just subscribe, friends. We're live every Thursday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. Then self-awareness. Fletcher talked about it so eloquently when he said, he learned that even though he had this great thing going, he had to meet the person where they were. I'm showing you, man, I got an increase of 40,000, but the sister still didn't get it, still didn't see it. He didn't beat the brother up. He said, okay, I see now. I see what's happening. I got to get my communication together so I can meet them where they are. Because this is an opportunity. This is too big of an opportunity. I mean, it's so good, I want to share it. Then confidence. See, confidence will help you to have that resilience to get back off the floor. And that confidence also comes with knowledge. We all know that on social media, the thing that connect everybody to be so heavily populated on platform, everybody is striving to make a dollar, to make a dollar. But we want to make it in the most shortest way possible. We say it all the time. We don't want to do the process, but we want the money, right? We want that gold mine. Number one, we want it. If you don't have the knowledge, we're gonna be like the lottery winner theory. You win it, you lose it. You lose because you don't have the knowledge how to keep it. And then, last but not least, we can't allow our emotion to dictate to us. Calm. And you get calmness from being confident. You get confident from being knowledge. You get resilient from self-awareness. And all of that, you have patience because you understand that this is a process. See, when you're in the fire, when life puts you through the fire, friends, you learn this is the process. We never reach a destination. We reach our goals, but we reach that goal only to get ready for the next goal. And the process starts all over again. I apologize for going so long-winded, but this piece, our episode is too rich for you all not to be a subscriber and to tune in with us every Thursday at 7:30. Go ahead on, somebody. Talk to me.
No, it's kind of like, so we're talking about the equity and things. So we're talking about when someone first, I'll just give myself as an example. Back when I first started learning how to trade on the stock market, I started out with penny stocks, right? So again, the object is to win. Just because I failed a couple of times, there won't be a stock person out there, an investor, trader that has never lost. You know that you will lose. You just have to know you have to be risk averse. You have to know your risk tolerance, and you can't get emotional with it. Like you have to be able to look at the charts, right? You have to be able to. There is no such thing as a bad stock. It's just a bad entry point in the stock. So when we're talking about equity, it's about doing your homework. It's about practicing, taking baby steps, not jumping all in without knowing what to do, right? You got to be able to be patient, take your time, not get emotional about it, and continue to study.
And Fletcher, before you come on back in, we want to remind everybody we have a blog to this episode. It's in the description. Make sure y'all take a moment to read that blog. Got a wealth of information. Go ahead on, Fletcher.
Yeah, you need to check that blog out. I listened to it. Real nice, real nice. Uh, but I was recap of Vince was talking about. Well, Vince just told you trading. That's just another vehicle how to make money. Real estate, another vehicle how to make money. Your job is income, another vehicle how to make money. All these things are vehicles, and what you do when you get the money, what you do with those is strategies how to get it. You know, when I first bought my home, I was blown away how lucky I was. You know what I'm saying? How I'm get it. Now I'm at the point like here, the knowledge and everything. I'm not buying a home that's another home, something gonna pay for that home. But it took me a time to get there. The only way I buy another home is this home I'm gonna have something else to pay for. I would not take my income and pay for a home. Now, if you'd have told me something like this some years ago, I would. How you gonna do that? What that mean? If you'd have talked to me some years ago, I didn't understand what equity was. If you'd have talked to me about stocks, understanding risk, hey, as long as you don't take the money out, you still good. The money's still in there. You know what I'm saying? When you lose, like I said, crazy. But if I got my money in the stock market, I don't lose till I take the money out. Because at the end of the day, that stock can go right back up. Time. If I pick the right stock, I did the right chart. I did the right analysis on the thing. Hey, time. It might take time to come up.
Mm.
If I take it out, I'm not in it. I lost. Yeah, I lost everything. Real estate, same thing. I have something to grow. But again, starting off, I was praying to Jesus. Oh, Lord, please let me get a home. Let me get through this. I had no knowledge. I thought it was luck. I thought it was unbelievable. Something that's this. Me and my wife talk about now, like to lose a home, it wouldn't be man. I get another home just like that. I know how to do it. I wouldn't buy. I built my first home. I would buy an old house in the neighborhood, in a good neighborhood, an older house, and fix it up. I wouldn't even play. But back then I didn't know none of this. But again, the boy said you got to know. You got to be able to jump. You got to take the step. You got to take the action. You can't talk to your mama. You can't talk to the people that ain't been there. They telling you, man, I wouldn't. They don't know. Yeah, they're gonna tell you don't do that. Yeah, they're gonna say, man, they not you. I had people say, man, what you doing? What this? Hey, I'm going. I don't have nothing else. My mind was like when you said about fear. I had more to gain than to lose. That's what that's what I had more to gain than to lose. Now, I want to say this last point right here. I remember when I first got our first 2 rentals, and I turned into Airbnbs. I was at work in the construction, and they was talking about it around the company, and I was in my office, and they had a lady. She was a VP of sales, and the VP make money, big old office, and she saw me in the hallway. Never met this lady. She said, "Let me talk to you for a minute." And I come in the office, I'm like, "Man, who is this lady?" You know, she sit me down, close the door. She said, "I heard you bought 2 rentals. You got an Airbnb. You heard you furnished and all that." I said, "Yes." "Oh, yeah." She said, "You know, her husband in sales too. He got a big time position." She said, "Yeah, me and my husband were thinking about doing it." And in my mind at the time, I was like, "What you mean you thinking about doing it?" Now, I know she make more money than me. She thinking about doing it. I'm doing it. That's the only thing separates. She was thinking she had the money. Only thing stopped her was thinking. So the fear held. So with me, I had more to gain than to lose. You know what I'm saying? So I was willing to lose to gain more. So what's your risk tolerance? Again, analyze yourself, check yourself, see what you're willing to do, what you're willing to lose. If you got more to gain, why not jump? You know what I'm saying? You hear these stories, but still, if I look back at it now, I would jump with more strategy. I would read more. I would get more. I would get me a mentor. I would pay for this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Now that I know. Before, you just say, man, I ain't paying nobody because you don't know. People
You
pay
know what?
knowledge. I just didn't know. Knowing now is half the battle, bro.
Mark in the chat room. I'm including you. I'm including you right now in our panel, and I just want to say, when you've gone through the university of life, you wake up with opportunities before you, rather than see. This is the thing. This is one of the secrets in the university of life, friends, is that what we are so afraid of, failing, how we look in front of others, what others are saying. When you go through that a few times, it doesn't even matter. You learn from that, and you wake up like Vincent and Fletcher and Vincent. You no longer wake up seeing so many obstacles. You wake up seeing opportunities. What I can do now from that same situation that almost broke me. Boy, I welcome that. Bring it back. Let's rewind. Let's do a rerun on that. Because it's something about going through the storm that makes us stronger. Go ahead on, somebody.
Hey, I'll end it with this. I was laughing at what Keith was saying as far as the stocks and stuff, because a lot of people panic. Like the stock market is having troubles now. Well, I'm saying that if you're into Bitcoin and things of that nature, and it's going down, a lot of people are selling off, panicking, but it's like it's the time to scoop up when everyone is
It's
leaving
time to
out.
buy in.
Time to buy in. I was listening, and it was a rule. It's just like the first rule of compounding is never to interrupt it unnecessarily. So if you have stock, you should definitely hold it for at least 5 years, right? If you interrupt the cycle while it's compounding, you're basically going to have to start all over again. And the older I'm getting, age is not on my side, right? So for me, our kids have more time from a compounding, right? Again, this goes further than just the stock market, putting into people, interrupting things, making bad decisions and choices when if you just stay on the straight path and do the right thing, you won't have to start over. You just continue to get better each day at a time. It's not going to be perfect. It'll be hell sometime, but it's like don't stay on the ground, get up. Just don't interrupt the cycle to where a bad decision will cost you 5, 10, 15 years of having to start fresh again.
I am so excited that we had a chance to talk about this equity conversation, asset, growing yourself to become an asset instead of being a liability. Not only yourself, but the people around you in your home, your circle of friends, elevating each other, making the community stronger, more vibrant, financially stable, and the end result, leaving a legacy for the ones who come in after you. Fletcher, won't you end us out with us, brother, with some comments?
I like what you're saying about Vince saying about, man, basic liabilities, man, not getting in trouble. That would hurt me along the way, man. I'm always in trouble and being around the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? Being around the wrong people, being around the wrong environment, doing the wrong things. And that caused me to waste a lot of time and a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And with no education, no knowledge of nothing, because they didn't have the knowledge. But when I started changing my environment, putting myself around, and then started learning, man, it's like a boomerang you up front past everybody. I'm telling you, when you get this knowledge, and for me now at this age I'm glad that I can pass it to my children. I'm glad I can pass, even if they don't want it. I know I can give them something away. You know what I'm saying? Away. Like these strategies, these different vehicles, and they start with me teaching them how to believe and show that they can have that. And then I'm going to show them how they can and asking them what they really want and showing them how they can get it, you know? So that's what works for me, man. Getting on here and really pouring to them and pouring to someone. And I'm getting better and strengthening my belief by seeing them and getting that call when somebody calls you and say, oh, man, I appreciate that. Oh, I want to tell you this. I was talking to a young lady and I was explaining, we were just talking about the 401k. And I was telling her, you know, about that. And I told her, I said, I really want you to open a Roth account, open a brokerage account. And it was about 3 months ago. And she looked at me like, but why? I started talking to her, explaining to her. And the young lady went home. And she seen her family. Something had a death in her family. And she seen the person that was a family member. And they started talking about how they wasn't prepared. Started seeing the way that what they had to deal with, and she came back to me, and she said, I understand what you mean now. I understand when you say the best person to take care of the old me is the young me. And the way that I can take care of me is through now that she believed, that's half the battle. Before she didn't see it. Now I can show her. Now I can show how important it is to her. But it took that to happen before. So again, the best person to take care of the old you, I want you to get that, is the young you. Start time. Time is on your side. Young people, you're not too late. You have time. You just need the right vehicle and the right strategies. That's all I have to say, man. Thank y'all.
Yes, yes, yes. Brother, everybody. Vincent, it was nice having you back with us, brother.
Nice to be back, man. Nice to be back.
Mark, in the chat room. Appreciate you being a part of this conversation. You brought
Sir,
a
thank
lot of
you.
valid points. A lot of valid points to it. We appreciate that so very much.
So AC was in there as well.
And AC subscribed to the channel as well. So we definitely want to acknowledge AC. So Word on the Street community, there you have it. Hope you all enjoy the show tonight, friends. But don't let it be your last time. We're on every Thursday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. So why don't you just go in and subscribe? That way, you will never miss an episode. So we're going to drive out of here, ride out of here, and we'll be back with you live Thursday at 7:30. Any final words, brothers?
Just continue to pour into yourself, invest in yourself, don't interrupt the cycle, surround yourself around positive people, but continue to just get rich and just build your mind.
Cool.
We do a
Good night, everybody.
4
Go
pillars:
on, Fletcher.
spiritually, physically, mentally, and financially. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's get out.
And that wraps up another powerful episode of world premiere Word on the Streets. We're live every Thursday evening at 7:30 Central Standard Time, and we'd love to have you join us again. So take a moment to subscribe, tap that like button, and become part of this growing community. Until next time, guard your thoughts, speak only what you truly want to experience, and stay laser focused on what matters. Your words shape your world, and your mindset fuels your mission. We'll see you again. Same time, same place. Right here on world premiere Word on the Streets, where truth meets transformation. Stay strong, stay grounded, and as always, stay true.